Hello. This is Galloo. Oh. Okay. Galloo is one of the most important recycling companies in Western Europe. Recycling is key for a better future for our planet. By recycling old materials to create new ones, we give Earth its second nature. Water is the most important source of life on the planet. At Galloo, we purify 2 million litres of water every day, which is more than we use in our daily recycling processes. It's just part of our contribution to giving everyone a healthy place to live. Galloo recycles ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastics, electronics, cars and ships. Incoming materials are transported to Galloo sites by land and water, but we opt for water transport as much as possible. Why? It's not only good for the environment, it also reduces the pressure on the road network. One boatload carries the same load as up to 40 trucks. We ship finished goods to anywhere in the world from our export terminal in the port of Ghent. We continuously invest in recycling technology, new processes, and the most efficient machinery to ensure optimal performance. Galloo recycles old metal from factory scrap and private individuals, including scrap dealers, into secondary raw materials. Different processes separate the ferrous metals, non-ferrous metals and non-metals before they are further refined into their purest form to become secondary raw materials for different industries. The Galloo metal recycling process starts by putting old materials into a shredder, which breaks the materials into relatively small particles of metals and other materials, such as rubber, wood and plastics. Secondary raw materials have multiple advantages for the environment. Firstly, less material is wasted, reducing landfills. Secondly, less new raw materials are required, reducing the strain on our scarce natural resources. And lastly, by using secondary raw materials, less CO2 is released into the atmosphere than extracting and processing new sources of raw materials. Our recycling efforts give a useful second life for the vast majority of the materials we collect, helping the environment. Galloo is the market leader for recycling plastics. Each year we recycle more than 50,000 tonnes of different types of plastics, including PP polypropylene, PE polyethylene, PS polystyrene and ABS acrylonitrile butadiene into usable granules. Our processes separate the different types of plastic so they're ready to be used by the automotive, construction, agriculture and horticulture sectors across Europe, as well as in Brazil and Mexico. Our ultimate goal is to recycle 100% of all thermoplastics in consumer goods. That's why we continue to invest heavily in research and development. After all, a small change can make a big difference. Galloo works with the social economy in Belgium and France to depollute and recycle waste electrical and electronics equipment, or WEEE, into ferrous and non-ferrous metals and plastics. All incoming electronics are registered, sorted and stripped of all harmful substances, including capacitors, batteries and ink ribbons. They are then shredded and separated into ferrous and non-ferrous metals and plastics. LED screens are recycled separately. These intensive processes enable us to achieve the strict recycling percentages imposed by national and European legislators. And they form part of our social commitment and corporate social responsibility. Galloo recycles thousands of end-of-life vehicles into secondary raw materials, including ferrous and non-ferrous metals and plastics, thanks to our innovative systems and processes. There are 4 steps to processing an end-of-life vehicle. First, we remove all harmful substances, including the oil, fuel and battery. After shredding, the 3rd step, the residues are processed in step 4. This process enables us to recycle 98% of each end-of-life vehicle. We're still working on the last 2%. We dismantle and recycle inland vessels, container ships and warships at our Ghent shipyard. By following our comprehensive process, we can recycle up to 98% of a ship into ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastics and other materials such as rubber, wood and fabric. Ships are dismantled in full compliance with the new EU Ship Recycling Regulation. We start by removing all contamination and harmful substances, such as oil, fuel and asbestos. We then cut the ship's superstructure into pieces. After further sorting and processing, most of these materials are ready to be used as secondary raw materials. By increasing the amount of materials that have a second life, we reduce pressure on the Earth's scarce resources. We continue to develop and refine our post-shredder technology processes and techniques to increase and improve our sorting and recycling levels. To give an example, we have developed techniques for sorting shredded ferrous and non-ferrous metals, plastics and other materials such as rubber, wood and fabric. This includes a flotation technique which divides particles based on their density to easily separate aluminium, copper and other materials. Other techniques separate materials based on colour and electrical conductivity. After transport by ship and truck from the port of Ghent, these separated secondary raw materials are immediately ready for use by our customers, including foundries around the world. We believe in 100% recycling to give nature its second chance. At Galloo, we recycle almost 100% of the incoming materials into new raw materials, making it possible to create brand new products without further depleting the Earth's scarce resources. Isn't that amazing? Galloo, giving Earth its second nature.